SFL Nation to Houston, Texas, where this battle for the Lone Star State will take place. Both teams are looking to get into the win column after losing last week. It's the Lone Star Glory taking on the Houston Hyenas. With the Commissioner Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green back at SFL headquarters, Tyler Falk and Mark Lopez on stats, this is T-Roy Gaines, and my partner tonight is the great Josh Zirkle. How's it going, Josh?
I don't know about great, but I'm doing great, T-Roy. It's great to be with you tonight, and a great intrastate matchup this evening. I think Houston has a great chance to get their first win of the season, and they have owned Lone Star in recent years in this matchup. 7 of the last 8 in this series Houston's won, and get this, the Hyenas have never lost at home to the Lone Star franchise. They're 6-0 in that regard. And not only the team aspect of this, but we got milestones upon milestones to watch out for tonight. DR Sim, the 12-year veteran, he's sitting on 99 receiving touchdowns all time, just one away from the century mark. And plus, we have stars like Warren Murray, Leroy Brown for Houston, and Dave Axis for Lone Star, still looking for their respective first touchdowns of the season. It's going to be a great one, T-Roy, but enough chatter. Why don't we get this thing going?
Yes, the battle of the Lone Star State will begin shortly as we head onto the field.
Heights only. You know, you got to mix in a little bleach there as well when you're doing the spin. Warren Murray gets the first down. You got first and goal now here. Let's see what Houston can do against this Lone Star front.
We got split backs in the backfield. Looks like DRSM at the end of the left side of the line. Murray will get the carry. Hops over his own lineman and gets to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play. Second and go.
Great tackle there by number 60. That's Jukin Rukin, the veteran of this defense. 45 and a half career sacks. And you notice Lone Star's not really changing up their personnel. They still have that same 4-2-5 look. They're running down to the goal line. I think they feel like their secondary is going to be fast enough to keep Murray out of the end zone.
Second and go. Two wide receivers at the top of the screen. Murray sidecar right. Quick pass to the bottom of the screen is caught for a first. Almost a touchdown. Stop at the 1. Pass is caught by number 87. That is Mark Wilson, the backup tight end.
Mark Wilson getting some action, getting into the game here, and very nearly got into the end zone. And that's one of the things you'll see when you go to that heavy set. You get guys that only get on the field for 4 or 5 snaps. They're going to give it their all, give it everything they got, try and maximize their opportunities.
Third and go at the 1. Swing pass to Murray. His momentum to catch took him for a 2-yard loss. It looked like he had an easy score. Instead, they have to sit up for a field goal attempt.
Yeah, E.T. King underthrew him. They're not only didn't put enough on it beyond him, but also threw it behind him a little bit. That is a huge missed opportunity for Houston here. They could have had 7, and now they're going to have to settle for 3.
And this will be a 20-yard field goal attempt. Basically an extra point here in the SFL. Houston's touchdown rows continue, but they will put 3 on the board. They're up 3-0.
Now you really got to think about that, excuse me, T-Roy, that opportunity you give to Mark Wilson there. That was a touch that Warren Murray didn't get. That was a touch that DR Sim didn't get. You got a bunch of other guys that are capable that could have made that catch or made that run to the pylon. Why is your backup tight end the one making that run there on second down?
It did come back to haunt them. We'll see how Lone Star responds as they'll get this kick. Deuce Finnick gets it inside the 10 and is able to take it to the 25-yard line, and that's where the Lone Star Glory will start this possession. Let's go over their offensive stars real quick. We got Ace Finnick at quarterback. Running backs, Ike McBride and Cameron Collier. Wide receivers, Greg Soto, Deuce Finnick, and Dave Axis are the 3 wide receivers. Adam Williams is the tight end. The guards are Ryan Caudill and Bobo Caudill. Those are the offensive stars.
The Fighting Caudills.
And right now, 2 people got sent to the shadow run. 1 from both sides of the ball. That'll be a 1-yard loss after that carry by McBride.
McBride is a guy that I would like to see get schemed open a little bit more. You know, Cameron Collier is a guy that creates a lot of opportunity for him. When it's just McBride in open space, I don't think that's the best opportunity for Lone Star to get yardage.
We got split backs in the backfield. 2nd and 11. 3 wide receiver set. Shotgun snap is taken by Finnick, and that pass is incomplete. Toe drag swag was unsuccessful. Pass was intended to Greg Soto.
Nearly intercepted. I think that was Marco Swift, the rookie, that swooped in and nearly got a handle on that ball. If he catches that, he's going for 6. Nobody would have caught him.
3rd and 11. We got I formation, 3 wide receiver set. McBride is dotting the I. Finnick drops back to pass. Passes over the middle. What a catch! And they flip the field on 1 play. It's the Finnick to Finnick connection. Deuce Finnick with that reception.
Ace Deuce Wild, and that is a big play. Exactly what Lone Star needed at that point on 3rd and long. Brady Gulch faking the blitz. And look at Deuce Finnick get behind the defense here. You got to cover that guy, fellas.
37-yard reception flips the field. It'll be 1st and 10 for Lone Star. Let's go over defensive stars real quick for Houston. Wolf Justice and Capen Romack are the defensive ends. The defensive tackles, Mike Baker and Zach Turner. We go over the rest after this play. High shotgun snap taken. Pass is caught by, I believe that is Collier, number 21. Or it's number 11. I'm sorry, that's Greg Soto. I apologize. It'll be a 3-yard gain.
Very deceptive route by Soto. Not only did the defense not know what he was doing, you didn't even know what number he was wearing. But Soto, a lot of volume last week, 14 catches. He's 13 catches away from that total tonight.
2nd and 7. 5 minutes left in this first quarter. Split backs in the backfield. Finnick passes over the middle. It's caught for another first down. And then pass is caught by Deuce Finnick again.
Yeah, the Ace to Deuce combo working well. Look at Ace just sitting here in the pocket, bodies flying all around him. And then Deuce Finnick runs that inside route, finds the seam perfectly. Great first down for Lone Star.
Let's go over the rest of the stars of the Houston Hyenas defense. At linebacker, Brody Goach and Alex Perez. Corners are Marco Swift, Rauger Law, and Kai Cash. The safeties are A.J. Barnes and Ethan Kai. 1st and 10. Swing pass to McBride is caught, but she can't make the first man miss. You'll get 2 yards on that reception. 2nd and 8.
Yeah, interesting play design. They sent Cameron Collier in the backup tight end through the formation. It looked like they were running fly patterns there. And then you try and sneak McBride over to the left sideline, see if you can get her a little room to run. Didn't quite work out on that play.
Power I formation, 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen. That is Soto on the 2nd and 8, just outside the red zone. Swing pass to get to McBride. She makes the catch, but her lead blocker leaves her out to dry. Instead, she gets gang tackle, led by Brody Ghost of the Hyenas. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Yeah, I think that was number 70. They might have saw a sandwich on the sideline there. Instead of picking up the block, ran past the defender and leave a poor Ike McBride out to dry.
Currently 6 straight passing plays on this opening possession for Lone Star. Make that 7. Swing pass is almost caught. We got a penalty. I believe this could be pass interference. We got to see what Ref 62 says. And that's on Brody Goach. Makes a huge mistake, and that will cost them and extend this drive for Lone Star.
Yeah, Brody Goach had an interception last week and was probably trying to find another one there. I don't know if I agree with the call, but the referee's decision is final. And as you said, a colossal mistake there for Houston early.
And one thing, if you're new to the SFL, you're going to learn is sometimes Ref 62 is kind of sus.
A little sus, huh?
But
look out for him.
Right now, that was a carry by McBride, gets stuffed by Goach, who makes up for that pass interference call. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You can see why they threw the ball 7 times in a row. The run just not there at this point for McBride. I would like to see Collier get a toucher here. This is about the part of the field where Lone Star had Collier's touchdown reception in their game last week. Let's see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
3 minutes, 10 seconds left in this first quarter. Power I formation. This will be a swing pass McBride, and she cannot make the first man miss. This will be a 2-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and go at the 9.
And this is one of the benefits you'll see when you're playing the nickel front. You got 5 defensive backs on the field, a lot of speed, and Lone Star's got to account for that. And with the swing passing east and west, they're just not getting it done at this point.
We got trips to the right of Ace Finnick. 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen. That's Soto. Finnick needs to hurry up and does not get sacked. It won't cost them points, however. They'll try for the field goal attempt. Sack made by Wolf Justice, his 2nd of his career.
Justice is served on this drive as the field goal team comes out for Lone Star. Justice, 6'5", 270, his 2nd year in the league, looking to make an outstanding sophomore effort. Off to a strong start with that play.
At halftime, between St. Louis and Louisiana, Louisiana's up 14-13. A very exciting matchup on SFL on ESN. This field goal attempt is up, and it's good. 30-yard field goal attempt, and they trade field goals for their first possession. It's 3-all, and everyone keep up with the SFL and its teams on social media at Simulationfl. Follow and subscribe to all the channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. Yes, TikTok. From teams to podcasters, final scores to major highlights, SFL Social has you covered. That drive was a 12-play drive for 60 yards. Field goal was made by Hugh Purvis of the Lone Star Glory. resulting in a 3-3 tie.
How is the Simulation Football League TikTok, T-Roy?
I haven't seen that yet. I'm kind of an old fogey. I see YouTube, but I haven't seen TikTok yet.
TikTok? What is the talking of ticks? What is this?
I don't know. It's some of these newfangled thing that these kids are into these days. But Kyle Fillmore was able to get that return to the 31-yard line, be 1st and 10 for the Hyenas on their second possession.
Let's see what E.T. King can do here.
Warren Murray, the lone setback, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. King drops back to pass. Quick pass over the middle is caught by Randy Pierce. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Pierce, the rookie, making his presence felt early. He had a big catch against L.A. last week. Only had 7 receptions on the year coming into the game, but this is a huge one here, getting his team out in the plus territory.
Tyler Falk making this sound even smarter than we are now. 26-yard reception on that play. Makes it 1st and 10 at the 43 of Lone Star. We got offset eye towards the right. One might receive the bottom of the screen. That is DR Sim. King drops back. Will swing it out to Murray. And a second time that passes from behind him. And the second time it results in a 2-yard loss.
And that should be relatively simple to execute. Now, King's a newcomer here. This spent 8 years with the former Chicago franchise, one of the migrants from that team, along with Greg Soto for Lone Star. But this is the 3rd week of the season. You've got to have that figured out at this point. That should have been positive yardage for Warren Murray. Instead, it's a loss.
2nd and 12. And King tries to avoid the pressure. He does, but throws it away in spite of the fact that he had a receiver down the field. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Yeah, another curious throw by King. He is feeling some pressure. The Hyenas getting in there. They're not really doing anything exotic on the defensive side of the ball, but they are getting pressure on E.T. King.
Let's go over defensive stars. So Lone Star real quick. Defensive ends are Jukin Ruka and Yogi Barr. Defensive tackles Al Lewis, Hugo Reynosa. Linebackers Freddie Trimmer, Brian Craven. Corners Mickey McGuire and Bo Martin Jr. Safeties Evan Lacey, Doug Day, Lincoln Kingseed. And King gets sacked.
And there it is. Pressure finally getting home. That looks like, is that number 92? Al Lewis. The 3rd-year player, 6'6", 315. How'd you like 315 pounds laying on your right leg there, T-Roy?
I experienced that a lot in the game earlier today. It was not fun. And I'm sure it wasn't fun for E.T. King, and that put a halt to the drive. It's 4th and 18. Low snap, but the punt is underway from Brian Adams. Finnick does not wait fair catch. We got a fumble, and the Houston Hyenas will get the ball at Lone Star's 15-yard line due to Deuce Finnick's ill-timed fumble.
And Finnick took over return duties for Dave Axis coming in, and you can see he takes a little pressure there. Probably would have been smart to fair catch it. Ball comes loose. Houston recovers.
And we'll see if Houston can take advantage of this turnover by Finnick. It's 1st down 10 inside the red zone at the 15. Split backs in the backfield. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen, 1 to the top.
Give it to Warren Murray.
We'll see if they're going to do what you asked. No, they're going to pass it. Pass over the middle is caught for a 5-yard gain by Kyle Fenimore. 2nd and 5.
Fenimore, the rookie, he adds another reception to his tally. And it's there. I mean, you got a lot of space there in that 4-2-5 look. But the linebackers are not going to be disciplined at pass coverage, and Fenimore can hit those all day.
We got split backs in backfield. DR Sim, the wide receiver, towards the right. This will be a carry to Murray. And nobody blocked for him. The O-line was a swinging gate, and he got combo tackle. And that's how the first quarter will end on a 3-3 tie here in the battle for the Lone Star State. You're watching the Simulation Football League on SFL Twitch. With Tyler Falk and Mark Lopez on stats. This is T-Roy Gaines with my partner today, Josh Zirkle, as we get ready to start the second quarter on a 3rd and 6 at the 11-yard line. They have to cash this in for a touchdown. We'll see if they can do it.
Big cushion from the DBs. Try and throw it underneath. Look for a slant.
And they're going to throw it towards the left, and it's incomplete. We almost witnessed history, but DR Sim couldn't come down with the catch.
Sim looking for touchdown reception number 100, and Bo Martin Jr. on the coverage there. And you could see, gets a finger on the ball. Nothing Sim could do for it at that point. And Houston is going to have to settle for 3 points again, T-Roy.
Bo Martin Jr. just saved 4 points for the Lone Star Glory. Great pat down by him as Max Espresso will be back to kick this extra point attempt. Sorry, field goal attempt. The snap is down, the kick is on the way, and it is good. 27 yards, and Houston has to settle for 3 again. Their touchdown rolls continue to harm. It's 6-3 Houston.
And this is one of the reasons that Houston's had trouble finding the win column. They're trouble getting touchdowns. And you could see it right there. A perfect opportunity. Some maybe hesitation in terms of how to attack that strategically. They've got the personnel to do it. It's just a matter of executing.
And the kick by Espresso is on the way, and Finnick will get inside the 15. Takes it to the 33-yard line. Almost able to break that tackle. And that's where Lone Star will start this possession.
Big opportunity here for Ace Fennick to get his team down the field, to give Lone Star a lead here. Plenty of time left here in the first half. You don't need to do anything fancy. You don't need to play to the clock at all. Just get a good drive going, give your defense some rest, and move the ball down the field.
Finnick was entering today's game just needing 149 yards passing to reach 4,000 for his career. But right now, McBride gets what is her best carry of this game so far. A 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
And you saw the block from Cameron Collier in the interior, and that allowed McBride to reach the second level and get her some good positive yardage. They need to incorporate those two more in the running game. Let them work together. Stop sending McBride into space. It's not working. You've got 3 guys back there. Maybe have 2 of them block for a while.
We'll see if they're going to follow your advice. Is 2nd and 4. Instead, it's going to be a swing pass. One of those guys will make a block for her. McBride gets the first down, and she is stopped at midfield. They listened to you. They got one of the big fellas to block for her. Got the first down yardage.
They did. They did a good job of getting the offensive line out here. We'll see it on the replay for sure. And there's a pulling guard. I think that's number 76. And McBride, nothing but green grass in front of her, running past the chains. Plenty of positive yardage there. This is exactly what what Lone Star needs at this point.
Great lead block by Bobo Caldale. Is able to get McBride out with her best gain of this first half. But right now, she's going to take a break. We got trips to the right. One wide receiver to the bottom of the screen for Ace Finnick. Gets the shotgun snap. And, somebody gets taken to the shadow realm again. What a hit by A.J. Barnes. But that's not after Soto got the first down.
Soto managed to get Gulch on his defensive assignment. That's a matchup that Lone Star's going to win every time. You've got 5 defensive backs out there. You got to put one of them on Greg Soto.
3 wide receiver set, split backs in the backfield. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen on this 1st and 10 at the 33. Quick pass to the right is almost picked off. Marco Swift got both hands on the ball but couldn't come down with the interception. Instead, it'll be 2nd and 10.
Great defense there by the rookie. Stopped the touchdown. Didn't get the interception, but he managed to keep points off the board. The secondary right now for Houston looking really good at a time where they absolutely need it, with Lone Star on the cusp of field goal range.
2nd and 10, I formation. 2 wide receivers, sandwiching. Ace Finnick, they'll give it to McBride, and she had to prematurely leap, and she paid for it. What a hit by number 99. That would be
Zach Turner.
Thank you, Zach Turner, defensive tackle.
Newcomer to the defense this year. Leads the SFL in tackles for loss right now with 7. Very close to getting one there. Also 2nd in the league at sacks. You do not want to mess with Zach Turner, T-Roy, in case you had any ideas.
I don't want to mess with him. 3rd and 11. No backs in the backfield. Trips to the right. Finnick got plenty of time. Passes over the middle instead. And if they would have made the catch, it would have been short of the first down. Be 4th and 11. Miss McGinnis was the intended receiver.
And they're right on the borderline of this would be a 50-yard field goal. And if they were going to kick the field goal, I would have liked to see a run play there on 3rd and long and pick up some yardage and not risk getting a sack there. and it looks like they might be going for it.
Not that will be punting. That'll be the punter, William Zervadev. Back to punt this away to Fenimore. Coffin corner punt is fair caught at the 12-yard line. And Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League. Visit sector6apparel.com or our website at simulationfl.net for replica team jerseys and completely customized jackets, flags, t-shirts, and more that helps each team stand out from their opponents. Get the gear that fans wear with Sector 6 in the SFL. And Houston starts at their own 12-yard line with 8 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first half. Murray gets a carry. That spin move looked like it was going to help him out, but he got stopped at the 15-yard line for a 3-yard gain.
Spin move probably counterproductive there. Cam Jackson, the fullback, gave Murray a great block there, and he had a chance to get to the third level. And instead, he spun and gave the defense an opportunity to catch him. I'm not a fan of the spin move on that particular play.
Neither was Brian Craven as he stopped Murray that time, but this carry was taken to the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 after a 3-yard gain.
Very nice run by Murray. Puts you in a 3rd and 2. And as we like to say, the entire playbook available to you right now. And let's see what E.T. King and the Houston offense decide to do with this 3rd and 2.
We got power I formation. DR Sims at the top of the screen. This will be a carry to Murray. He runs towards that section, gets a spin move, and got the first down. But once again, Josh, I think this was an ill-advised spin move. It looked like he had more real estate to the left. Could have got more yards on that one.
Well, the blocking was there, and he just had trouble hitting the hole. And I think the spin move was more of an effort to get himself free from that human carnage that was smashing into each other there. I don't have a problem with it there, and he did get the first down here for Houston.
And King will throw over the middle. That's caught. Once again, Mark Wilson. No, I'm sorry, that's 83. And Stephen Walker, congrats to you. That is your first reception of your career in the SFL.
Yeah, Walker had some donuts, was in Club Trillion for the first couple of games. It finally makes a stat sheet here. It's tough being a tight end, too. And Stephen Walker, I think, has done a nice job of making it work so far. And he's finally rewarded with his first SFL catch.
E.T. King is currently over 100 yards passing today. 84% completion percentage. This will be a carry by Warren Murray. And it looks like he got a 4-yard gain, be 2nd and 6.
Not a bad run by Murray there, keeping the offense on schedule, getting him into a 2nd and medium. And I think now we're seeing a determination by Houston to not only charge their way down the field, but also eat a little clock and deliver a little punishment to this Lone Star defense as well.
And we get another carry by Murray. Got the first down, and he's still going. Stop at the 46-yard line, but that is Murray's best carry of the game.
By far. Let's watch it again. I mean, he was dragging, all you heard was a lot of smashing. It sounded like a car crash, dragging one player, and there's a little sidestep. No spin move there, didn't need it. Outstanding run there by Warren Murray.
Here we go, first down for the Hyenas at Lone Star's 45-yard line. Warren Murray is sidecar right to E.T. King. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. King gets the shotgun snap, tries to avoid the pressure, does, and that pass is caught for a 1-yard loss by Walker, his 2nd reception.
Brian Craven delivering the hit there on that one, the linebacker coming in. Outstanding play. Usually you expect a safety or a quarterback to get out there, but not a linebacker. Outstanding wheels there by Craven, the linebacker there.
2nd and 11. And it'll be a pass. It's caught. Pass is caught by Randy Pierce. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Pierce getting his team into a 3rd and medium. He saw Stephen Walker get a catch, probably went back to the huddle and said, hey, what about me? When am I going to get my catch? I'm the tight end one. And he got it there. 3rd and 5. If you convert 3rd down here, you're going to take another 2 to 3 minutes on the clock and probably get yourself into field goal range.
We got trips to the right of King. 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen. As King Gets the snap. Side arms it, and that was almost picked off. Great job by Lincoln Kingseed to put a halt on this drive to be 4th and 5.
Kingseed, the third-year player, 6'4", 232. Very tall for a strong safety. And obviously the height came into advantage there. King just trying to lob the ball over the defense. Nothing doing there, and Houston's going to have to punt.
And Brian Adams is back for the punt for Houston. Punt is underway. Another coffin corner attempt. Great punt by Brian Adams. It goes out of bounds at the 6 of Lone Star, where they'll start this next possession with 4:46 left in the first half.
Now Ace Fennick will start this drive with his feet really close to the paint at his own end zone. And it really kind of takes some of the wind out of your sails, T-Roy, in terms of being aggressive here, because any big mistake is almost going to give Houston a field goal here. You've got to tread very lightly on this end of the field.
Yeah, 1st and 10. Split backs to the backfield for Finnick. And McBride gets the carry and nothing doing. Cameron Collier couldn't stop number 55, Alex Perez, from hitting McBride after a 1-yard gain.
And Mike Baker and Zach Turner, the defensive tackles, holding their own in that interior as well. Nowhere for McBride to go.
2nd and 9. Split backs to the backfield. McBride gets the carry up the gut again. She'll get 1 yard on that carry. It'll be 3rd and 8.
And that was wild because the defensive line actually stunted to the left, and nobody was there to get McBride except for Alex Perez, who made an outstanding open field tackle. An amazing job by the 3rd-year player, Alex Perez.
Excuse me, that was a couple-yard gain. It's now 3rd and 6 at the 10. Split backs in the backfield. 3 wide receivers set for Finnick, who gets the quick pass to Soto, but didn't go beyond the first down marker to be 4th and 3.
Yeah, Soto, that might be his signature move, is just catching the ball and getting out of bounds. He caught, like I said, 14 balls at week 2, and I don't think he had a single yard after the catch because every time he caught it, he was either tackled or he ran out of bounds.
And now Houston could have great field position after this punt. Fenimore gets it and inside the 40, takes it to the 49-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Hyenas.
And I would like to see Houston run the ball here, get Warren Murray involved again. Don't worry about the volume. He had 65 yards in the first quarter last week. He's only at about 9 carries right now. Give him a little bit of volume, take some time off the clock. So even if you don't get a touchdown or even a field goal, you're not going to give Lone Star an opportunity to come back and put points on you at the end of the half.
We got trips to the left of King. 1 wide receiver at the bottom of the screen, that's DR Sim. Quick pass to the left is caught. For a 4-yard gain, pass is caught by Fenimore. Be 2nd down.
Fenimore, the rookie, he's going to get some good matchups there. And he has just been an impressive piece to watch. A lot of first-year guys struggle coming into this league. Maybe they don't have the attributes or the wherewithal. Not Kyle Fenimore, also the kick returner and punt returner, and a great effort there.
That was actually a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5, as Murray makes one man miss, misses another man miss. He's putting everyone either in the spin cycle or they're going to lose their jock straps trying to tackle him on that carry.
Warren Murray doing laundry of all kinds today. And watch him. These Lone Star uniforms are going to need an extra wash after this game. There's a spin move. And look at him just shucking defenders. And nobody could seem to get a firm grip on him before he finally goes down. An outstanding run by Murray.
See, at the hotel that I work for, the Lone Star will have to pay $2 for a load of laundry. They're going to have to.
They get you at the hotels.
Use. Oh, yes, they do.
Just go down the street, go to laundromat. Put a little extra soap on it, you're good.
We'll see what E.T. King does on this play. What a catch! DR Sim with an amazing diving catch. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 15.
Full extension for DR Sim. He smells that end zone. He smells that 100th career touchdown. He's going to try and get it here so they can celebrate it during the locker room. And look at the extension by DR Sim. An outstanding catch. And Houston is driving.
Bo Martin Jr. got caught sleeping at the wheel, allowing DRCM to make that tremendous catch. That was a 23-yard reception. First and 10 inside the red zone. Carried by Murray is only for 1 yard. It'll be 2nd and 9. Scoring update in the third quarter. St. Louis takes the lead at 16-14 over Louisiana in the third quarter.
And I like the run by Murray here. Not terribly productive, but it will get Houston to the 2-minute warning. They're controlling the clock right now.
And you have reached the 2-minute warning. A field goal best so far, but Houston's trying to change that. You're watching the Simulation Football League on SFL's Twitch channel. And with my partner Josh Zirkle, this is T-Roy Gaines. We got a scoring opportunity for the Hyenas as a return from the 2-minute warning. Is 2nd and 9 at the 13 of Lone Stars. King drops back, passes over the left. It's caught for a first down. Now they're going to go for a hurry-up offense. First and go at the 3.
This might be it. This might be 100 for DR.
Leroy Brown with the reception. King will drop back to pass. He's going to fire over the middle. It's picked off. And they tried to go for the pass into the end zone. Evan Lacey decided, no, sir. There'll be no record broken on this drive. What an interception.
Outstanding interception by the second-round pick. Watch him here. And he sees, I think that was Leroy Brown making the post route. And Lacey just steps right in there. Ball goes right to him and managed to run it out of the end zone and not get his team into a severe hole. Got them to the 13-yard line. Great play by Evan Lacey.
And what a way to get his first interception of his SFL career, the 35th pick overall from San Jose. And Lone Star will start their own 13. This will be a carry by McBride for a 4-yard gain. And looks like they might be content to run out the clock right now, Josh.
And I don't think that's a terrible idea. The field position is not great. You're not in the lead. You've only got a 3-point deficit. Live to fight another day and just kill this last minute, 17 seconds.
We got trips to the right. One wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. McBride is the lone setback. They're going to pass it. Quick pass is caught by number 86, Adam Williams. It'll be a first down at the 27-yard line.
Great catch by Adam Williams. Obviously would have preferred for him to stay in bounds, but the first down kind of negates that. You're going to get at least 3 more plays here. And this is a good chance for Lone Star to finally kill the clock and get into the locker room at the half.
And they got a power I formation with Soto at the bottom of your screen. First and 10 at the 27. Minute 7 left in the first half. And this will be a swing pass to McBride, who catches on the run, gets 6 yards, and now they're going to go for the hurry-up offense.
Not a terrible idea. If you got the play, why dawdle? Just go up there and run it.
Now Finnick is making adjustments at the line. A lot of clock is melting away. We have 48 seconds. This will be a carry for McBride, and that's going to be a loss. I'm surprised Houston is not calling a timeout. Ethan Kai with the tackle.
And I'm surprised they ran the play so quickly. You drain the play clock a little bit. If you'd put yourself in a situation where even if Lone Star had decided to, if Houston had decided to use timeouts, you'd still been able to get the clock to 0-0. You don't have a great shot of that now if they decide to call timeout.
3 wide receivers set at the bottom of the screen as Finnick will pass over the middle, and that was almost caught and almost picked off.
Outstanding play.
Yeah, and Houston will get the ball back with 12 seconds.
Not a great drive. That's probably the most polite way you can put it. There's no reason to throw it there. There's no reason to throw it, period. And there's no reason to throw it there. There's no reason to throw it to that large gentleman there. We didn't get the number, but ill-advised all around in about 7 different ways.
Alex Perez almost had a chance to pick that off after the deflection. But instead, Lone Star will settle for a punt, and maybe Houston will have a chance to do one play. We got a block punt! What a block!
Unbelievable.
Cash blocks the punt. It was recovered by number 28, Eric Simmons, and Houston has great field position.
Cash basically went in there untouched, got a finger on it, and now this horrid play call, it comes back to bite Lone Star. right where you least expect it. They're going to go ahead and kick the field goal here with 10 seconds left. That block punt from Kai Cash directly translating the points on the board for Houston.
We got a 32-yard field goal attempt by Max Espresso, the non-contract kicker. Snap is down. The kick is on the way. He nailed it. Houston extends their lead by 6. It's 9-3. And here's the thing. We still got 7 seconds left.
And now Lone Star is going to get the ball back and get a shot at maybe taking it down the field.
And Deuce Fiddick, currently averaging 24.5 yards per return entering today's game. He'll have a chance to take this to the house. The Hyenas obviously has other ideas.
Look how short that kick is. Espresso not the longest kicker.
And that return is taken to the 31-yard line with 3 seconds left. We'll see if they decide to do a Hail Mary play. It'll be a huge pass, but still. Or they go decide to take this to the halftime with a kneel down or a carry from McBride.
Well, if you're down and you think you can protect your quarterback, go ahead and take a shot. Otherwise, last thing you want to do is leave Ace Fennec out to dry and have him take a serious hit on a long pass before the half.
This is not a good formation, but they decided to run it anyway. I was shocked that Fennec didn't make the adjustments for a pass because there was nobody covering the receivers at the bottom of the screen. And thankfully for Houston, that's how the first half will end. With a 9-3 lead over Lone Star. And this have been a defensive struggle to say the least. Josh, what are your thoughts so far in this exciting defensive struggle here?
Well, we're getting what we paid for, basically. We have two teams that run nickel defenses, two teams that struggle in the red zone, and I think what we've seen in this first half reflects that. They have skill at the quarterback position, but we're just not seeing, first of all, great play calling. We're not seeing either team utilizing their stars, and obviously we're not seeing any touchdowns. 9-3, that's a 6-point lead. It doesn't sound like much, but in this game, it might as well be a 14-point lead. That's how few touchdowns and how little scoring we've seen here so far. Very entertaining, do not get me wrong, but not a lot of touchdowns, and for the reasons that I just mentioned.
And both teams can get the ball down the field, but the points has been hard to come by for both teams, especially for Houston, who's currently ranked 20th in points scored per game, 13 points per game, but the shocker is Lone Star. They rank 4th on offensive points scored per game with 31, and Houston's defense came to play today, stopping the onslaught that was Lone Star glory, but the defense for Lone Star came to play as well.
And we just saw that interception from Evan Lacey, and how huge was that, which first of all kept Houston out of the end zone, but then also set up that field goal. That could have been a touchdown instead of 3, and we're going to see more defense before this thing's over, T-Roy. It's been an exciting game on both sides of the ball. Neither team has really hit their stride yet at this point. Let's see if one of them can when we start the second half.
And Lone Star will get the ball first to start this second half. Trailing by 6 is 9-3. Max Espresso is back to kick it off to Deuce Fiddick. And the kick is underway, and the second half has begun. Fielded inside the 20 and gets destroyed as Deuce Fiddick. What a hit by number 93, David McCoy, the backup defensive tackle. And Lone Star will get started at their own 30-yard line to begin the second half.
Ike McBride has really had some difficulty moving the ball. She's got 11 yards on 9 carries at this point. If you're going to keep giving her the ball, you've got to get her some opportunity. Get Cam Collier blocking for her. Make something else happen other than what you're doing.
And right now, that's a carry from McBride, and she'll get tackled for a 1-yard loss. It'll be second down 11.
There's Zach Turner once again. You're going to see a lot of him in this second half. You wouldn't expect a team that runs a 4-2-5 defense as their base to be this potent against the run, but they're getting it done today.
Offset eye towards the right. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. And Finnick, quick pass, is caught for a first down. Pass is caught by Deuce Finnick.
And that was Alex Perez. Alex Perez should have had that end of the hook zone, and we'll see it on the replay here. Perez just kind of lackadaisically getting into his drop, and Deuce comes right over him. The ball's right there. Perez should have been there too.
1st and 10 at the 42. Ace Finnick's getting closer and closer to that 4,000-yard passing mark for his career. He's over 110 yards. That's a carry for McBride, and she continues to struggle running the ball today. That's a 3-yard loss. Tackle made by Brody Gulch.
And Gulch is not messing around here at this point, and neither is anybody in that, we would say, front 7, but really it's a front 6 at this point. They're getting penetration on that Lone Star offensive line, and McBride is the one suffering the most for it. Another big hit on Ike McBride.
Trips to the right, 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen. For Finnick, quick pass to the bottom. It's caught, and pass is caught by Dave Axis, and he gets it to the 42-yard line where it's 3rd and 9.
That is Mr. Axis's first catch of the game, and does manage to keep his team in a 3rd and maybe less manageable, but certainly manageable. Let's see if Fennec can find a receiver over the line to gain and maybe convert this one for Lone Star, keep this drive going.
3rd and 9. Trips to the right of your screen as Fennec throws it, and it's picked off by number 27, Kai Cash. So he blocks the punt and picks off and end this drive. 2 straight turnovers thanks to Kai Cash there.
And look at that, 4 receivers all running a slant at the same time, and that never works out for him. That's like a scene from the chorus line. I thought they were going to burst into song. Kai Cash manages to get hands on the ball, run it back a little bit. Huge play there for the Houston defense.
But can Houston cash this in and get 7 instead of 6?
I see what you did there.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 44 Lone Star. Trips to the right. King will throw it, and that was almost picked off. A huge opportunity for Mickey McGuire, but he comes up short.
Yeah, I think King liked the matchup, though. Had a receiver in space, one-on-one coverage, and decided to take a shot at it. And you might as well at that point, but it was dangerously close. But I don't have a problem with the decision by itself. I thought that was a pretty prudent move to go after the 3rd-year quarterback, Mickey McGuire.
He does have 2 interceptions returned to the house in his career. This is a carry by Murray, who gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The O-line, his blockers were swinging great. Freddie Chamble with the tackle will be 3rd and 13.
Yeah, Murray, they were counting on for positive yardage there. It didn't happen. And you are on the cusp of field goal range. A first down would get you points on the board at this point. You thought you'd get away with a run on 2nd down. It didn't happen. You've got to throw the ball here. You want to try and get points on the board.
5 wide receiver set. 3 to the left of King. 2 to the right. He gets the shotgun snap. Quick pass over the middle. It's caught! Did that play look familiar? Because it was a diving catch by DR Sim again.
The catch radius on DR Sim is bailing out E.T. King yet again. Look at this route right over the middle of the field. Body on the line. Takes a brutal hit. Look at the extension. And then number 47, that's Lincoln Kingsey, just comes over to blast Sim into the middle of next week. Sim hangs on to the ball, and Houston is driving once again.
DR Sim is number 1 all-time in catches, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. You saw why there with that great catch. This was a 1-yard gain by Murray. Tackle made by number 55, Brian Craven. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And I like the return to the run here on first down. Give Murray a chance between the tackles to do what he does best. I like him more as a north-south runner than an east-west runner, and I was glad to see him get an opportunity to do that on first down.
You got split backs in backfield. DR Sims, a lone wide receiver at the bottom. Your screen on this 2nd and 9. Quick pass to DR Sim. It's caught. Nope, it's not DR Sim. I am sorry. That pass is caught by Stephen Walker. It'll be 30 inches.
Walker gets himself another catch and has to drag a couple of defenders to get to the line again. And he almost clears it. I was not a fan of that spot. I thought he had the first down. The officials disagree, and it is 3rd and inches.
At the 19-yard line, they're in the red zone. We got a power I formation. And that's going to be a free play for a first down. And they're going to take the yardage. Murray would have gotten the first down anyway, but they're going to get an extra 4 yards thanks to that, extra 5 yards, excuse me, thanks to that offsides penalty.
I don't know if that was Rukin or if that was Barr, but those guys have got to maintain their discipline and wait for the snap. Really disappointing effort there. It looks like we're seeing it. It looks like it was Rukin that actually stepped across. You expect a lot more out of your 5th-year veteran. And as you said, it was all for naught, but you got to do better at that and it's such a clutch play.
He was trying to add on to his tackle for loss total. He's 33rd all time in that category entering today's game, but his offsides penalty cost him. It extended this drive. It's now 1st and 10. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Murray's going to run to the left, puts 2 people in the spin cycle. That helped him get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, very fortunate to run the spin that time. Could have been a TFL, as you said. He manages to make it a no gain. But you're in field goal range at this point. You don't want to take a lot of chances. You know Murray can handle the volume. I like that they're sticking in this run formation, T-Roy.
And they're going to run it again. Murray decides to cut back up the middle. Gets 4 yards on that carry. 3rd and 6 at the 10.
And that's all you want to do. Don't take any chances. This will give you if you get the field goal, it's a 12-3 lead. That's a 2-score game. It's pretty ridiculous to call it over here in the middle of the 3rd quarter, but a 9-point lead in this game will get you a lot of mileage for sure.
4 wide receivers set to either side of King. Murray's the lone setback. He'll get the carry. Puts a couple people in the spin cycle. Carries defenders to the 5-yard line, but he needs to get to the 4-yard line. It'll be 4th and 1.
I would love to see them go for it here. I think they're going to kick it, and I think that's a smart thing to do. As a fan, I would love to see them try and cure some of those red zone woes. But as an analyst and as somebody watches, they are going for it. Look at this.
They pulled a dipsy-do dunkaroo. They switch it on us. It's 4th and 1. Are they trying to draw them offsides? 10 seconds left on the play clock. They are trying to draw them offsides, and looks like Houston's going to call a timeout.
They got Rukin to jump earlier. They got Rukin to jump earlier.
Exactly. They got Rukin to jump earlier, as you said, Josh, but didn't work that time. The defense of Lone Star was very disciplined on that one.
Yeah, Eddie Gage in the chat saying that's a bad timeout. And I don't really disagree with that. I think you just go up there and kick it. You take your 9-point lead, and then you live to fight another day. I think that in a close game like this, that timeout, you might be wanting that there come toward the end of the 4th quarter.
And we got a 22-yard field goal attempt by Max Espresso to help extend this lead.
Should be easy peasy for Espresso.
Snap is down, the kick is on the way, and it's good. It's now 12-3. 8-point lead for the Hyenas with 5:10 left in the 3rd quarter, fast-moving 3rd quarter. Tomorrow on the Florida Fans Network, we get you ready for the big game from Tampa with SFL Championship Experience. 4-time champs, Queen City hosts the Season 14 champion, Atlanta. Then a rematch of the Season 5 Championship Classic between DC and the Aztecs. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern. The SFL on Florida Fans. Football season is just beginning. And what's just beginning is the drive of the Lone Star Glory. They'll start their drive at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, I think Fennec's done a nice job of recovering from that fumble on special teams earlier in the game. He's done a nice job of running back kicks and punts and has maintained a firm grasp on the ball. For Lone Star here at this point, I want to see their run game going. Ike McBride, Cameron Collier. If Fennec's got to sneak it a couple times himself, it doesn't matter, but you got to be able to run the ball here.
Power I formation with Solo at the bottom of the screen. This is going to be a swing pass to McBride. She actually got room to roam. Didn't get help from her old lineman. She want to make sure she got the 8 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 36.
Outstanding start to the drive and for first down. McBride going, and the swing passes, we're seeing more success from McBride going east and west and catching those swing passes than her in the run game. And I think that whatever works at this point, That's what you've got to do at this point. You've got to move the ball down the field. You've got to come away with points on this drive.
Ace Spink is over 120 yards passing, getting closer and closer. He needs 149 to break that 4,000-yard career passing mark. But McBride gets her second touch in a row, and she gets just enough for the first down. Tackle at their own 39.
Very nice run by McBride, getting the first down, getting the chains moving. And again, it does not matter how you do it. However you get this chains going, however you keep the offense on the field, that's what you do at this point. And it's nice to see McBride finally hitting her stride.
1st and 10. McBride will get the third straight touch of this drive, and she gets 2 yards before she gets combo tackle, led by number 55, Alex Perez.
Alex Perez and Brady Gulch, they've got to start thinking run here at this point, joining that front four and sealing some of those gaps. The run here seems to be what Lone Star is sticking with. Let your secondary take care of the pass. Start thinking run first at this point. Well, not now, obviously, since McBride's out of the game.
Well, we got trips to the right. This will be a pass over the middle, and it's almost picked off. There's a lot of powder blue in that area. If Ace Spink was lucky, that drive didn't end it on that pass.
And it looked like Ethan Kai, the 6-year vet, was the one that got a hand on it. Going empty set there when the pass was working on 2nd down and 8. And it looks like they may be doing it again here on 3rd and 8, T-Roy.
Same formation. One wide receiver to the top of the screen. That looks like that's Soto. 3 wide receivers to the bottom. Bennett gets the shotgun pass. It's fired, and that was almost caught. But number 25, Marco Swift, was able to climb that ladder, get one hand on that ball, and put it into this drive. It's now 4th and 8.
Marco Swift having not a Kai Cash type of game, but a quietly effective game. Has not given up a lot of big passes. Has defended a couple balls, couple tips there. And makes a big one there on 3rd down to stop this Lone Star drive.
And Mark Lopez, we give him a shout out. One of our 2 statisticians for today's game. That was Marco Swift's 3rd deflection of the game. High snap was taken, and the punt is underway. Fielded inside the 20 and taken to the 25-yard line is Kyle Fenimore. And Houston will start their drive at the 25-yard line.
In Houston, you've got a 9-point lead right now. If you could run the ball, if Warren Murray, who's already had 16 carries today, if he still wants the ball, you give it to him. Otherwise, you don't need to do anything specific here. We saw Lone Star last week against Carolina get dinked and dunked to death with short passes. I would love to see Houston try something like that here on this drive.
We got a power I formation. And Murray's going to run to the right. He got 1 block, but he needed 2. Got stopped at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle by Freddie Treble. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And we are seeing the mobility of that Lone Star defense, and Freddie Trammell, the linebacker, getting to Warren Murray and shutting off that run. I really am impressed with both of these defenses. They've been able to shut down the run very effectively for both sides of the ball.
It's now 2nd and 10. 2:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Murray will get the carry. He goes up the gut, does a nice little stutter step, gets 5 yards. Looks like somebody from Lone Star got tackled by the turf monster. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Murray gets to the 2nd level that time to get his team into a 3rd and medium. And a big 3rd down here for Houston. You want to keep the chains going at this point. You don't want to punt here at this. Keep your defense at rest. We're seeing a lot of punting back and forth. Let's see some offense here.
Well, trips to the right of your screen. Murray's alone setback. King is going to throw to the bottom of the screen. And his wide receiver forgot where he was at on the field. Actually, that was a tight end, Randy Pierce. It's 4th and 5.
Yeah, and that pass was there. Pierce just couldn't adjust the route. And it looks like Houston is challenging this call. How's this challenge going to turn out, T-Roy?
It should not turn out well, but Damon Simeon, the coach of the Hyenas, is going to throw that challenge flag. Now in the SFL, the rule is you need possession of the ball with just 1 foot in bounds to have a catch. And I don't think that's going to go in Simeon's favor there.
I concur.
And Houston is now down to 1 timeout. It will be 4th down. A very poor decision to challenge that catch.
We'll couple the challenge with the timeout trying to make Lone Star jump off sides earlier in the quarter. And as you said, Houston down to just a single timeout. They'd better hope that the defense holds after they punt this ball, or they're going to be missing both of those timeouts pretty sorely, I would think.
And the punt by Adams is underway. Finnick fields it inside the 40, only able to get to the 35-yard line, and that's where where the Lone Star, will start this next possession.
And they actually got Ike McBride going. She was able to run the ball a little bit, and then they went away from her inexplicably. Would love to see them get back to the run game here and get Cameron Collier involved. Cameron Collier had 10 touches last week, including a touchdown. He's versatile. Let's see them use him on this drive.
Right now, they give it to McBride. It will make a couple people miss. It'll be a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
Great run, little off-tackle scheme there. And the blockers got set, and McBride was able to use those and get her offense on schedule to get a 2nd and medium here.
We got trips to the right. One wide receiver top of the screen, that's Soto on the 2nd and 5. And Finnick fires it right away. Rinse and repeat.
Marco Swift, he's very lucky he got a finger. Excuse me, T-Roy. He was lucky he got a hand on that ball, because otherwise that receiver is gonzo. Let's watch it again. And Finnick saw it, and that looked like Dave Axis, number 88. And look, Axis beats Swift on the coverage, and he has to use his athleticism to get a hand up on the ball. And if he's not able to do that, Axis might be gone for 6.
Yeah, Ace Finnick got to put a little bit more height on that pass to get to his receiver. Axis getting a little bit tired, not doing well as he thought he would in this game. His trips to the left for Ace Finnick. He'll drop at the pass, throw it to the receiver at the bottom of the screen. It's caught for a 1st down by Adam Williams. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Houston.
Adam Williams had a 10-yard catch earlier in the game and gets another one for a 1st down here. Another guy that I would like to see get a little more use at this point. He has 10 catches on the season, a little bit behind that pace in terms of output for the game so far.
I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't throw it to him. He's 6'6" and 280 pounds. Seems like he will have the height advantage and a weight advantage. Throw it to Williams more. We'll see what they do here on this 1st and 10. It'll be a swing pass to McBride. She had to turn around to make that catch and take it to the 43-yard line. Houston is 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Fennec puts the ball behind her. She makes a great adjustment, honestly, and is able to hold on and gain positive yardage and make it a 2nd and very manageable here. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Lone Star offense so far on this drive.
We're currently in the 4th quarter of the St. Louis, Louisiana game, where St. Louis up by 5. And great job by the D-line, forcing McBride to stutter step and lose her momentum. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, Wolf Justice in that pile, Zach Turner in that pile as well. And finally getting a stop on the run side and setting up a crucial 3rd down here for Lone Star.
Split backs in the backfield. 2 wide receivers to the left of Ace Finnick. This will be a carry. McBride again. She gets the 1st down and carries a couple of defenders to the 33-yard line. That should be the last play of this 3rd quarter.
And McBride flipping the ball in celebration. I believe that's her longest run of the day. And managed to get some blocks, hits the hole, makes a great adjustment there, shrugs off one tackler. They needed 2 people to bring her down. Fantastic run by McBride, and Lone Star is driving.
And that will be the end of the 3rd quarter. Everyone, put your 4s up. Put your 86s up. Right now, the Hyenas have an 8-point lead, but Lone Star is driving. Will they cash this in? You're watching the Simulation Football League on the SFL Twitch channel with Tyler Falk and Mark Lopez on stats. This is T-Roy Gaines with Josh Circle. We're about to start the 4th quarter with a huge pass. It's caught for a touchdown. It's the ace, the deuce connection. This time it goes for 6.
And we finally have a touchdown in this game, T-Roy. And look at this throw. Perfectly tight spiral. Fennec is right there and beats Marco Swift, who's been aggressive all game, and it finally caught up with him there. Touchdown, Lone Star Glory.
What a play. A 33-yard touchdown pass on a possession or a drive that took 7 plays, 65 yards. And with this extra point attempt, Lone Star will only be trailing by 2.
Think Houston's missing those timeouts right now?
Yes, they are. They still have the lead, though, but this extra point attempt is good. And Lone Star is now down by 2 with 10:56 left in this game.
And that really...
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, that puts really a great deal of pressure now on E.T. King to get a drive going here and to finish it. He's been relatively... he has been turnover free, as a matter of fact. No interceptions. He had 5 interceptions last week and did it just about every way you could imagine. Threw an interception on the first play of the game. Threw an interception in the end zone. 3 in the second half alone. And I think it's going to be on the shoulders of E.T. King, the 9-year veteran, to get DR Sim involved, to get the defense focusing on the pass of Warren Murray can run. And this is as pivotal a drive as you will see for Houston in this game tonight.
And what a time for DR Sim to get his 100th touchdown if they can throw it to him, because if they score a touchdown, that'll give them that 8-point lead again. Right now, we got an offset eye. King going to do a quick pass to the right. And it's almost caught. Randy Pierce was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 32.
Threw it into traffic. Pierce took a hit as he was trying to catch the ball, could not hold on. Not the kind of start you want to have here. And also, probably not the guy you want to throw it to here. You have Leroy Brown. Has Leroy Brown even had a catch yet? He's had 2, but I would try and get 3 here instead of giving the ball to Pierce again.
2nd and 10. At their own 32-yard line, we'll see what the team with the white helmets and powder blue jerseys, nice throwback unis they're wearing today. See what they can do on this play. Split backs in the backfield. One wide receiver to the top of the screen. And Murray will throw it. And it's caught. Pass is caught by Walker again. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Stephen Walker does give you that versatility when you have those multiple tight end sets. But I don't know if I like that look right now. I want to see him being a little more aggressive, taking the ball down the field and making sure you can get some points.
Well, we got 5 wide receivers set. 3 to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom. King gets the shotgun snap. Passes over the middle. It's caught! What a catch by Corky! He gets to the 46-yard line of Lone Star, and they extend this drive.
What a time for Greg Corky to make his first catch of the game. And you can see King eyeing him and catching that in traffic, taking the hit from Lincoln Kingseed. Outstanding catch. Greg Corky gets his team a big first down.
Greg Corky returning to the SFL this season after being in retirement. He was a Hyena before retirement. He rejoins his team, makes a huge impact. Here's a pass that was almost picked off, however, by Doug Day. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Hyenas.
Doug Day has 6 career interceptions, was looking to add number 7 there and had a pretty good spot at doing it. And I talked to Doug Day getting ready for this game, and he said his biggest concern was people getting him mixed up with Brian Craven, because Craven wears 55, a Day wears 33. I don't think he's worried too much about that now. And we probably would have gotten it right if he had made that play.
But right now, Murray gets the carry and decides not to follow his lead blockers and pays for it. A huge hit by Yogi Barr. It'll be 3rd and 10.
All right, a big situation here for Houston. Time ticking away, a little less than 9.5 minutes. You'd love to get a first down here, but in the end, if you don't, you're going to punt it, hopefully get it deep inside the 20 and force Lone Star to drive down the field.
King gets the snap, fires it over the middle, incomplete. King wants a penalty thrown, but the ref 62 said, no, sir, it's 4th and 10.
Yeah, a lot of bodies there around the receiver. And flag or no flag, I question the decision to throw it there. If there are 5 guys covering him, somebody else must have been open.
Right. But instead, they want to sell for a punt. Brian Adams back to punt it for Houston. Momentum still on the team wearing the red helmets with the white jerseys and pants. Finn's going to let this punt bounce, and that's going to come back to haunt him. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 1-yard line. Finn makes the mistake instead of calling for fair catch. He lets that ball bounce to the 1. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Lone Star Glory.
Outstanding punt by Adams, and now Lone Star is going to work with their quarterback with his feet in their own end zone. And this is what I mean. You're trailing. You're the one that's got to score points at this point. At Houston, all they have to do is defend and maybe even get a chance to score some points of their own.
Right now, that was a carry by McBride for a 1-yard gain. That punt before was a 46-yard punt. Best of the day by Brian Adams. Best of the day, period. But it'll be 2nd and 9 after that 1-yard carry.
That was a beautiful punt. We could talk about that punt some more. That's fine.
But right now, we got split backs in the backfield. This looks like it's another McBride carry. It is. And no gain.
Might even have lost a yard. Excuse me, T-Roy. That Houston defensive front now just getting right into those gaps and making sure McBride has nowhere to run between the tackles. They want to see Lone Star take some chances, maybe go east and west, or put the ball in the air even.
3rd and 9. 8 minutes left in this 4th quarter, and Houston's defense will be able to help flip the field. A 4-yard gain will be 4th and 5 after that carry.
Clutch 3 and out there by the Houston defense, coming up big, defending that lead. And now Lone Star is going to have to punt out of their own end zone. No small feat here. No pun intended either, frankly.
Let's see if they can get this punt off. 7:45 left in the game. The punt is underway. Fair catch is called by Fenimore. And Houston will start at Lone Star's 35-yard line.
Basically starting this drive in field goal range. All you want to do here is just give it to Warren Murray, run it a couple times, throw it if you don't want to lose any yardage, kick the field goal, go up 15-10, and then defend for the remainder of the game.
We got offset eye towards the left. 2 wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom for E.T. King, who drops back to pass. And the pass is caught but out of bounds. Intended receivers DR Sim. It'll be 2nd and 10.
DR Sims, you saw the stat there. No touchdowns yet. This would be a great time to get DR Sim into the end zone and put this game away. I like that they're going to DR Sim here at this point. He's got to catch that in bounds, and I'm not saying that was his fault.
2nd and 10. Murray's alone setback for E.T. King, who drops back to pass. Fires over the middle. Almost caught. Almost picked off.
Another tip drill there in the Lone Star secondary. E.T. King very fortunate that ball found its way to the ground. And King had a few of those last week. I'd mentioned the 5 interceptions, and it really could have been 6 or 7. There were a lot of tip balls that managed to find their way out of opposing fingers. E.T. King fortunate that was one such ball just now.
A huge 3rd down for the Glory's defense. Can they get the ball back? It'll be 3rd and 10 at the 35-yard line. Pump fake. Pass over the middle. It's caught! What a catch by Leroy Brown. It'll be 1st down in the red zone for the Hyenas.
Leroy Brown coming up with a huge catch over the middle, right in front of Lincoln Kitseed, who's put a few hits on some people today. And outstanding catch and a great throw. Let's give credit where it's due. A great throw by E.T. King.
2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. 1 to the top for King. He'll swing it out to Murray. Did his best to avoid the pressure. It's a 3-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. And we'd like to welcome everyone who just saw St. Louis go to 3-0, winning 19-14 at Louisiana. You're watching a very exciting game here, defensive struggle. Dominated by field goals mostly, Houston's up 12-10 over Lone Star. The lone touchdown of the day belongs to Lone Star's Deuce Finnick. That just happened earlier in the fourth quarter, but Houston's trying to score a touchdown here. Quick pass, it's caught for a touchdown by Kyle Fenimore. And Houston will extend their lead.
Kyle Fenimore extending the lead and extending his body to catch a ball that probably should have gone out of the back of the end zone. Manages to find a seam in the coverage. E.T. King has all the time in the world to throw this ball, puts it right on the money. Fenimore does a toe tap, touchdown, Houston Hyenas.
Due to that punt from earlier, that was just a 5-play, 35-yard drive for the Hyenas, resulting in a 10-yard reception by Fenimore. And Houston is about to go up by 9, pending this extra point. With 6:33 left, and the extra point is good.
2-score game.
And everyone, next Saturday, week 4 begins on 11 Sports Network and Florida Fans Twitch channel with 2 divisional showdowns. First, in the East, Dynasty meets Pickler in a QB clash where Atlanta faces Louisiana, followed by a Western tilt between Denver and Arizona. Bonus coverage includes Charleston visiting D.C. and Los Angeles traveling cross country to face Florida. Coverage starts at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. The SFL 11 Sports football season is only just beginning, and Lone Star will begin this possession at their own 28-yard line, trailing by 9.
And this is probably the first drive where Lone Star is going to have to get out of their game plan. You're down 2 scores. The clock is a factor here with less than 6.5 minutes to play. You've got to throw the ball. Greg Soto, Dave Axis, those out routes that they were able to hit last week and earlier in this game, they've got to do a lot more of those. Preserve the clock. Time is not your friend at this point.
And Fink will pass over the middle. Bad pass, and it's picked off. Momentum's clearing now on Houston's side. What a play. And Marco Swift, with 3 pass deflections, now got an interception.
Marco Swift atoning for the touchdown he allowed earlier in the game. And I don't know what's going on. This is just a bad ball by Finnick, and Swift is right there. Doesn't do anything special to catch it. Turns upfield, and Houston, 1 drive away from potentially putting a dagger in this game.
In the 13th pick overall from Albuquerque, Marco Swift just got his first interception of his SFL career. He made a huge impact on that play because that's going to allow Houston to try to burn some clock. It's 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line with 6:22 left. They're going to pass it. Pass it. It is caught for DRSM.
Oh.
And he got to the 2-yard line, 2 yards away from reaching 100 career touchdowns. He just fell short.
T-Roy were that close to witnessing history. An amazing double move there and faked out everybody. And it was Brian Craven hustling behind the play who finally managed to get DR Sim down at the 2, and it's 1st and goal Houston.
Well, DR Sim's at the bottom of your screen. We got I formation. It's going to be a carry for Warren Murray. Bounces outside and loses 2 yards. I wonder if Murray wants to give King more room to throw the ball. He'll be 2nd and goal at the 4.
That would be a fair explanation for that move. I would like to see Murray going north and south a little bit more. You don't need to bounce it out. You have the lead. This is not a situation where you have to put the ball in the end zone. You want to kill time at this point, but ultimately hang on to the ball. Don't take contact. You don't have to.
2 wide receivers to the top of the screen. Murray's alone setback. He gets the carry. Tries to sidestep and gets stopped for no gain. 3rd and goal.
Big 3rd down here. It would be a very bad decision for Houston to throw it at this point, and yet that is exactly what I want to see. I want to see DR Sim get to 100 in this game, T-Roy.
Yeah, that pass that Sim caught was for 34 yards. If he gets 4 more yards on this possession right here, he'll get 100. Instead, they're going to swing it out to Murray. He has a chance to get in the end zone. Great open field tackle by Craven. He stops 2 touchdowns attempts by Houston on 1 drive. It'll be 4th and goal at the 1.
And now Houston's going to kick it here, and they will take a 12-point lead. You don't want to say insurmountable at this point because Lone Star certainly could put a couple drives together. But as far as this game has gone, T-Roy, this is a tremendous lead for Houston.
This will be an 18-yard field goal attempt. by Max Espresso. Non-contract kicker. Houston's doing a great job making sure that they melt enough clock before they snap it. The kick is good. And Houston's now up 22-10 with 4:14 left in this game.
And now if you're Lone Star, basically Ike McBride and even Cameron Collier are out of your game plan. You're throwing the ball at this point from here on out.
Espresso back to kick it. And the kick is underway. Fielded inside the 20 is Ace Finnick. And stop at the 31-yard line. Now, before we continue, there was a milestone that was reached. With over 280 yards passing, E.T. King is now over 30,000 yards passing for his career. He only needed 214. He's at 280. He's over 280. Congrats to E.T. King on that accomplishment.
Outstanding milestone. I'm sure DR Sim had a bit to play in that as well, T-Roy.
And right now, Finnick gets the pass, throws the pass to McBride for a 5-yard gain, and now they're going to go hurry up. And we got a quick pass, and it's caught by Soto. It'll be 3rd and inches.
Good job by Soto to get out of bounds. Stopping the clock is more important than getting the first down at this point. You're going forward on 4th down anyway. The 3rd and inches is not a significant factor here. Houston's got to step up and get a sack here.
A huge 3rd down for the Lone Star Glory. 3rd inches. Can they get inches? Or are they going to try to pass the ball here? One back in the backfield. 2 wide receivers set. They are going to pass it. Quick pass. It's caught. Almost picked off. Great catch by Soto. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 44. Swing pass to McBride. Stop at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 2nd and 10.
Nickel and dime's not getting it done. You got to throw it down the field.
Brody Goach with the tackle. Finnick, plenty of time. Pass over the middle. Got the first down and more. That was Dave Axis with the reception. They're now at Houston's 40-yard line.
Great catch in traffic by Dave Axis.
Finnick hurries to the line. Now he's making adjustments at the line. Swing pass to McBride. She makes the catch. Go out of bounds, McBride. She does. Now stops the clock at 3:04 left after a 4-yard reception.
Heads up play. You need a touchdown, and you actually need another touchdown. You're down by 12. The 2-point conversion does not help you here. You're going to need 2 touchdowns. Got to take a shot at the end zone here at some point.
And let's congrats Ace Finnick, who's now over 4,000 career passing yards. Congrats to him. This will be a pass that goes out of bounds. Collier forgot where he was on the field. It'll be 3rd and 6.
And that was Collier's first target of the game. He's probably kicking himself, thinking he finally could have got himself a catch, and instead got out of bounds. Was thinking about getting out of bounds, but you catch the ball first, and then you go out of bounds, but not the opposite of that.
And now it's a 3rd and 6 for the Glory. Can they extend this drive? No backs in the backfield. Trips to the left of your screen. 1 wide receiver to the top. That is Axis. Finnick gets the shotgun snap. Passes to Axis. And he couldn't come down with the catch. Great job by Marco Swift.
And
with
there was
the
Marco
Swift.
And there was Swift again making another outstanding play. The rookie coming up big, definitely making an impact in this game, especially here in the second half. Look at him get a hand there from almost behind the player. Tremendous, tremendous defense by the rookie.
4th and 6 at the 36-yard line. Lone Star, of course, is going to go for it. 2:57 left. 3 wide receivers to the top of your screen. Soto's at the bottom. Finnick gets the shotgun snap, throws over the middle, caught for a first down. Pass is caught by Williams. 1st and 10 at the 23.
Great catch, got to hurry up.
Finnick got the high snap, got some receiver, that's Axis. He makes the catch and scores a touchdown. That's the big play they needed there back in this game.
And you see Marco Swift over there in the corner kicking himself. That was his man. And Ace Fennec puts this ball right on the money. You see the blocking there. A little bit too much of a cushion. Swift tries to play the ball and it gets burned. Dave Axis takes it into the end zone.
Now with 2:39 left, this game is now over. A very exciting battle of the Lone Star State from start to end. That was a 10-play, 69-yard drive, resulting in a 24-yard touchdown pass from Ace Fennec to Dave Axis.
It's exactly what they needed when they needed it. Now they just have to do it again.
And that extra point attempt was almost blocked, but it's good. Trailing by 5. It's 22-17 with 2:39 left in this game. Would you go for an onside kick right now?
2:39. Lone Star has all of their timeouts. And I would think about kicking it deep here, but it looks like I'm in the minority, and I'm not the one to make a decision, obviously.
And they will go for the onside kick attempt, and it's recovered by number 23, Terry Nellums, the backup free safety in Houston. Has a decision to make. Will they try to run out the clock, or will they try to get their Hall of Fame wide receiver an opportunity to get his 100th touchdown of his career?
Well, when you're a 12-year veteran, you understand that winning the game is the most important thing. I know DR Sim is getting antsy sitting on 99 touchdown receptions, but I know he wants to get this game put away. I think that's what they'll do here.
As they try to get their first win of the season. This is carried by Warren Murray. Couldn't shake the defender. Gets 4 yards. Tackle made by number 47, Leakin Keensey.
And the clock continues to run. They're going to take this down to the 2-minute warning, and Lone Star is going to use those timeouts after the 2-minute.
Now, the question is, will they decide to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning, potentially burning some more clock?
Well, the one thing you could do here, you could pass here and not worry about getting out of bounds.
And DR Sim is one of the receivers. They actually melt the clock to the 2-minute warning. Houston's up by 5. It's 22-17. This battle for the Lone Star State. You're watching the Simulation Football League on SFL Twitch and ESN. With Mark Lopez and Tyler Falk on staff, this is T-Word Games with Josh Zirkle. And we got an exciting one here in Houston, Texas. Murray gets the carry, gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's Lone Star's first timeout of the second half. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And you can see that as they're playing, they're going to use those timeouts now. 3rd and 7. You get a stop here. You get to use one more timeout, which means you have one left, and you have a timeout that you can use to your benefit as you drive down the field. A field goal will not do Lone Star any good. They've got to get a stop and then get a touchdown.
3 wide receiver set. Murray, sidecar left. He'll get the carry, get stopped behind the line of scrimmage. There's their timeout. They'll get a chance to take the lead after this punt. What a tackle by Al Lewis.
Huge tackle by Lewis. First time we've called his name tonight. And a huge stop by Lone Star, giving themselves a chance. Everything that they've needed to do from about 6.5 minutes left in this game, they've been able to do. And now they've got to march the ball down the field and get another touchdown.
This will be a punt from Brian Adams. The last time he punted the ball, he's able to get it down at the 1-yard line. We'll see what he does on this one. He's trying to do another coffin corner kick. Ben's going to let this ball bounce. Last time this happened, it was down.
Good bounce.
At the 4-yard line, the ref was very generous. Great job by the special teams of Houston. Curtis White downs the ball at the 4.
Second time Brian Adams has gotten him pinned inside the 5 tonight. Outstanding punt. Outstanding job by the special teams to run that ball down before it gets into the end zone.
Who says non-contract punters don't matter? Brian Adams with a clutch punt again. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 4 for Lone Star. Pass is over the middle, though, and it's almost caught. Greg Soto was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd down.
And I think Soto was there. He had a window, and Fennec saw him. Ball was just a little too high for Soto to get his gigantic frame on. Missed opportunity there for Lone Star.
2nd and 10 at the 4. 1 minute and 41 seconds left in this game. Split backs in backfield, 2 wide receivers to the left of Finnick. He's going to throw it to Collier, makes the catch. He has to get out of bounds. And thanks to the defenders of the Hyenas, he does after a 5-yard gain.
There is the first catch for Cam Collier. Nice to see him finally get on the stat sheet. And as you mentioned, got out of bounds. Good heads-up play.
3rd and 5 at the 9. Can Houston stop him here and ice the game, or will Lone Star extend this drive? Quick pass is caught by McBride. What a catch. She does not go out of bounds, however. They have to hurry up with 1:25 left.
80 yards to go in 80 seconds.
Split backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers to the left of your screen, 1 to the top. Wasting time now. Finnick drops back. Quick pass. Caught by Collier. He does not go out of bounds. No gain on that play. Almost a minute left in this game. 2nd and 10.
Kind of surprised to see Collier in this game. You need to get as many wide receivers out there as you can, T-Roy.
They're going to throw it to Access. He doesn't make the catch. That'll actually help him out. That's a free timeout. 3rd and 10.
And Access, as you said, probably made a heads-up play here by not holding on to this ball. Give him a chance to maybe get some substitutions. They did use Collier in the 2-minute drill last week, and maybe they will leave him out here. But if they're going to do that, they've got to be able to integrate him into the passing game, and these 5-yard outs is not going to cut it today.
3rd and 10. Ball at their own 20. 56 seconds left. Lone Star's trailing by 5. Both teams have 1 timeout left. Trips to the right for Finnick. Throws it over to the middle. Diving catch is not successful by Soto. Important 4th down coming up.
Yeah, this is do or die here for Lone Star. You got to get it done at this point or the game's over.
Will Lone Star extend this drive? Or will Houston get their first win of season 16? Trips to the left of the screen. Passes fire. It's caught by Greg Soto this time. That's their last timeout for Lone Star, but the drive stays alive at the 45. A 25-yard reception. First and 10. Trips to the left of the screen. As Finnick gets the snap. This pass over the middle is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Pass was intended to Ross McGinnis.
Managed to keep the drive alive.
Here we go. 2nd and 10. 2 wide receivers to the left of the screen. To the bottom of the screen, excuse me. 1 to the right of Finnick. He's going to pass over the middle. It's caught for another 1st down. They're going to go for hurry up. They got to either spike the ball or snap it. 35 seconds left. They're going to spike the ball, but they wasted a lot of time.
That was a very, very studious setup for that spike. Would have preferred to see him run a play in that situation.
I agree. But they got Houston's 43. They're inching closer and closer.
And this is exactly where you want to be. You're one big throw away from winning this game. Ace Finnick, you've got your stars. All you got to do is execute at this point.
3 wide receiver sets. Dave Axe is at the top of your screen. As Finnick drops back, his pass over the middle. It's caught. Now they got to hurry up and spike the ball again. 23 seconds left. It's 1st and 10 at the 33.
Deuce Finnick again.
And it'll be 1st and 10 at the 2nd and 10 at the 33 with 19 seconds left. Great catch by Deuce Finnick.
The downs almost don't matter at this point in the sense that you're just trying to get to the end zone and you have less than a third of a minute to get it done. Just got to throw to the end zone or at least toward the end zone on every play from here on out.
Well, we got trips to the left. One wide receiver to the right, I think. That is Dave Axis, who caught the last touchdown. This is a pass to the left. It's caught by Greg Snow. He has to hurry up and spike the ball with 10 seconds left. Will they do it? First and go at the 1, 6, 5. They got to hurry up.
Get up there.
They spike it.
Oh, my goodness.
2 seconds left.
I walk out the driveway to get my paper faster than Ace Fennick went up to spike that ball. You got to get up there.
Here's the question. Would you throw it or would you run it?
I would run it. You got Ike McBride. You got Cameron Collier. I would have it lead, but you only got one back out there. Let's see what they do.
Trips to the right. This is it. Somebody's going to win on this play. Sack!
Oh,
Sack will put the end of the game in Houston. We'll get their first win of season 16. Turner with the sack.
Zach Turner making a big play. Leads the league at TFL, second in league at sacks. Came up with a huge sack there to lock up Houston Hyenas. Congratulations. You're on the board. First win of the season.
What a finish by the Hyenas. It was close. Lone Star almost got it. They fell 1 yard short on that reception by Soto. This was a defensive struggle up until the fourth quarter. That's when the points was coming at a premium. I mean, it was a very exciting finish to this Lone Star State battle between two very, very good teams on defense.
Well, I tell you what, the defense really set the complexion for this game, especially Houston's defense. Kai Cass had the blocked punt, also had the turnover later in the game, and then Marco Swift, you see him getting beaten there, and then later Swift had his own interception, and then got beat for another touchdown by Lone Star. Zach Turner coming up with a sack to end the game. This was a defensive struggle in every sense of the word.
And we almost witnessed to history there. DR Sim almost got his 100th career touchdown, but weren't for Brian Craven making a nice tackle at the end. Instead, they resulted to Kyle Fenimore to get that touchdown. But man, what a game. We still had E.T. King going over 30,000 career passing yards. Ace Fennick went over 4,000 career passing yards in this game as well. The quarterbacks put on the show at the end of the game. And here was the almost
so close
touchdown for DRC, 1 yard short.
Absolutely so close. And it was a great day for E.T. King. Probably his best day so far as a Hyena, 27-39. Did have the touchdown, but more importantly, took care of the ball, no interceptions. That was the big reason I think Houston was able to get the W today. He took the opportunities when his defense handed them to him and did not create any situations where his defense had a short field.
And who do you think will be the most valuable player of the game? We got plenty of options here. Well, we'll find out right now.
E.T. King.
And you're correct. E.T. King finished with 266 yards passing, 1 touchdown, a QB rating of 90.9.
Very well deserved. He had an outstanding game. Like I said, his best as a Hyena so far. It's great to see Houston get on the right track. They're a young team. They got a lot of promise. The sky's the limit for them right now.
For Josh Circle, this is T-Roy Gaines. Thank you for tuning in. Houston wins it. We'll see you next time.